Alright, what's up, lads? My name is Beck, and I've got a long one for you today, so strap in. We're gonna be here for a while. it, I've edited it so far. I might do some, refining editing as I do my voiceover, but right now the final cut is about 32 minutes, so fun. Fun. I get to manage to talk for 32 minutes. That's fun, fun, good times right here. I can just feel that my voiceover is going to get weird because I'm pretty sleep deprived right now. I did not sleep at all the night before last. So I've been having insomnia problems. We all, Clown Lothario, we know this. This is not news. I've struggled with insomnia lately. So the night before last, I just straight up didn't sleep. Not for lack of trying. I tried. It's not like I just stayed up all night gaming like an irresponsible person. No, I tried to go to sleep. And then last night, I went to bed at like 10 p.m. I woke up at 9 a.m. Pretty normal, but I'm still exhausted from the all nighter. And also, my brain feels kind of fried from working on this build and then editing the video all day. So I can just feel already that my voiceover in this is gonna get weird. Whatever. It's not weird yet, is important. That's what matters. It's not weird yet. So this is a shell challenge by bethlesimmer. I think that's how you say it, bethlesimmer. So basically, it's basically a box with a bunch of cylinders or small octagons, as some might call them. With as small octagons as it would be more accurate to call them. They're called octagons. I went to school for graphics technology, and they made sure to teach us our shapes. So I sure know an octagon when I see one. And boy howdy, these are octagons. Oh my god. That's what they taught me at gamer school, that a shape with 8 sides is an octagon. So glad I paid tuition for that. So this is a shell challenge, and it's like a box with these, like cylinder. They're not cylinders. We just went through this. They're octagons. These octagonal like tower things. So it looks a lot like you're supposed to make a castle out of it. So I was like, oh, I could make a castle out of this, or I could not make a castle. And so I made this instead, and honestly, I'm not actually sure what I ended up making exactly. I set the lot type to a nightclub, and I eventually settled on it being like a party location. But I ended up making, I guess, a fantasy temple ruin. Yeah, like a fantasy ruined temple. It honestly, it looks to me like Dragon Age. It really reminds me of Dragon Age. It's got a Dragon Age kind of vibe. Like, especially I'm adding, there's a bunch of giant glowing-esque crystals. And so once I started putting those in, it definitely started looking like a scene out of Dragon Age. Memories. I used to be big into Dragon Age, and then I eventually left the community because it was so toxic. It was turning me into a bitter, misanthropic shell of a person. And so I jumped ship and came over here to The Sims, which we have issues as a community. Like, there are problems in the Sims community. Problems within the community itself, and then also between the community and the devs. But oh god, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to the Dragon Age community. It's, oh god. I have not had a single person try to justify genocide to me in all the time I've been, simming. So I do consider that an improvement. No shade at Dragon Age, but the story is messily handled. It had some very good concepts, but the story was messily handled, and the community is just a clusterfuck of messy bitches. And that's charitably speaking. But yeah, whatever. It's in the past now. It's in the past, so it's whatever. So anyway, this build, I cut out so much of it, as you can already kind of see. I cut out a lot. I sped it way up, and it still came out over a half hour long, because I ended up with 15 hours of footage from recording it, but okay, part of it, at one point while I was editing, doing the rough edit, the screen just sat perfectly still for a couple minutes and that was after speeding it up. So I must have left my computer for a half hour or something and just left it recording, and I cannot remember what I was doing. It's the sleep deprivation. I cannot remember what I've been doing. I don't know what I've been up to. Brain is not forming memories. But yeah, I sped it way up. I cut out a lot of the pauses. I cut out not all, but most of my bush and rock placing. So you're welcome. You're welcome for that. But then there was also a fair amount of stuff that I didn't even record. There was at least a good hour of me just scrolling through debug and grabbing debug items that I didn't even bother recording. So I don't actually know exactly how much time I spent on this build. It's kind of a mystery. But most of that time was spent landscaping. This is a very landscaping heavy build. It's mostly landscaping. For a long time, I had no idea what I was even gonna put inside the shell. I was just making it pretty on the outside. Quite honestly, I just was going ham with those plants. God, we love plants here. Not real plants. I cannot care for any kind of living thing in real life. So that includes plants, so I don't have a lot of plants in real life. But in The Sims, when they can't die, I love them. They're awesome. Love me some plants. Yeah. So, but anyway, I had no idea what I was even gonna do with the inside of the build. A part of me wanted to just leave it empty and just not care, but I didn't do that. I eventually put some stuff in there, and again, like I said, I eventually settled on it being a sort of party location. And I also cut out a lot of stuff where I was just fucking around and being bad at the game. Attempting things with the terrain tools that didn't work, not understanding how to change the color of lights in the pool, just stuff like that. So I cut some of that stuff out as well. And you're welcome, by the way. You don't have to sacrifice your brain cells watching it. See, I did it for you. I did this for you guys. Not because I'm embarrassed and didn't want to talk for... I still have to talk for 30 minutes. It's not like I'm being particularly lazy about this. I don't think, at least. Yeah, and I also cut out a lot of my bush and rock placement. You can see kind of around the pools there, and also around there are these rocks, and then I also have those like round bushes clustered around everything on the lot. They're everywhere, and God, this lot is so expensive. And I'm pretty sure 95% of the cost is rocks and bushes. That's why debug landscaping is nice, because, God, those plants get real expensive real fast. But yeah, I really like the little round bushes because you can just cluster them really nicely together and make them look like a bigger, more interestingly shaped bush. And they can also, you can stick them around the bases of trees if the tree's on a slope to hide the fact that the tree's just kind of floating off the edge of its slope. That's one nice thing you can do with those bushes. I like them. They do get expensive really quickly though. I tried to put a pit under the basement where there's like tentacles and stuff coming out. I ended up not doing that because it looked ugly with it made the terrain horrible and ugly and not good. So I didn't do that. I ended up not doing that. Instead, I just filled it with crystals and other spooky glowing stuff. Yeah, it's this build honestly looks like it could just straight up be a level from Dragon Age Inquisition, but with the colors inversed. Because the spooky glowing rocks are like greenish, tealish, and not red, and that's about it. So yeah, here's my build that I'm not really sure what exactly it is. I really was not worried about making it super functional, so I don't know if it's actually functional. I was focusing more on like making it look spooky and also magical, so I don't know if anything works. I checked the lot requirements. It does meet the requirements to be a nightclub, and I am going to put it on the gallery. Obviously, it's a shell challenge. I kind of have to do that. By the way, follow me on the gallery, Aaron Kiosk on the gallery. That's my EA ID that I came up with when I was like 16, I think. 16 or 17, so yeah, I was still going by Kiosk then. I thought that was the coolest nickname when I was in high school. Kiosk. No, no, it's not. Just go by your middle name like a normal person. Just go by Beck. You know, usually if you don't like your name, you can just go by your middle name. So yeah, now I'm going by Beck. And it's going a lot more smoothly because Beck is a name, unlike Kiosk. Where was I going with this? What was I saying? Oh yeah, follow me on the gallery. It's my user URL. What my gallery name is Aaron Kiosk. God, I'm so tired. Um, I actually don't particularly care about the having a following on the gallery. I don't think I have any followers right now. I just recently hit 200 downloads. Considering I've only been posting to it for the past like month and a half ish, I'd say that's pretty good. It's not bad. So yeah, pretty good. But yeah, don't follow me on the gallery. Follow me on YouTube. Don't follow me on the gallery. Subscribe to my channel because my birthday's coming up, and you don't want to ruin my birthday, do you? Oh, and because I am very good at building, I'm an amazing sim builder, and I'm also hilarious in voiceovers. That's what also, you should also follow me because of that. Don't follow me because I begged you, follow me because I'm hilarious and you are lucky to have me. So, yeah, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and then like this video, and then leave a comment saying, Hopply Dopply, Chidiana Gonye, rocks are fun. Leave that as a comment, please. I'm so fucking tired. Reasons to follow me. Number 1, I want you to. Number 2, I want more subscribers. And number 3, I start talking like that when I'm tired. So, those are the reasons you should subscribe to me. This is a low quality speed build, huh? I'm 15 minutes in. 16 minutes into the speed build, into the voiceover. I don't think I've actually said a single goddamn thing. Huh. Yeah, I haven't said anything so far. I'm just opening my mouth and making noises, but I don't think I've said anything. Like, anything that's actually coherent, I have not said. You know, if you're accusing me of saying something and the thing is coherent, then I definitely did not say it. What is my point? Where am I going with this? I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised I am this incoherent right now because I was pretty focused while I was building this earlier. Like, time was just flying. I, at one point, got up and went out to go get some food because realized I was hungry, and it was dark all of a sudden, and I had sat down to start building at like noonish, and I was like, huh, time really flies when you're placing a million rocks, huh? Now, it was only like 500,000 rocks. I placed a million of those bulbous bushes. Bulbous is not a part of my vocabulary. They're just called bulbous bushes in the catalog. I myself do not describe things as bulbous usually. Because that's important. That impacts your opinion of me a lot. I think it would. Yep, that's the aspect of my image I have decided to care about. Yep, right now I'm concerned with whether or not people who play the Sims think that I use the word bulbous in casual conversation, which I don't, but it's also admittedly pretty dumb of me to care about that. I can admit that that's a pretty dumb thing to care about. And I actually don't care about it, I don't think. God, how long do I have left? Got 12 minutes? Nope, more than 12 minutes. But man, I love landscaping in The Sims, because time was just absolutely flying as I built this. And it was like, no thoughts, head empty. There was not a single thought in my head as I was building this, other than, I don't know what I'm gonna put on the inside of this build. That's what I was worried about, was not knowing what to put on the inside of the build, because I didn't know what to put there. Yep. But I figured it out, eventually. Oh, there's a sword in this one too. I forgot I put a sword in one of the pools. I love that sword. I kept, like, as I was building, I kept panning back over just to look at the sword, because I was so excited about having a sword in my build. It just really excited me. I love that sword so much. Great sword. Great swords are a type of sword. That's a thing. Oh god. great swords are a thing. That's, yep. You know, back when I played Dragon Age, I liked to use a great sword. I liked to have my character use a great sword. In Dragon Age 2, I think Dragon Age 2, it was super fun to play with a greatsword or some kind of two-handed weapon because the animations were pretty fast. They were super like exaggerated and over the top, and the pacing of the fights were pretty quick. So they also had auto targeting. So you could just sit there and hit the R button and then like select your attack and then just R, and then every once in a while hit like a special attack. And it was so much fun because eventually it gets to the point where you can just cleave your way through the enemies. It's like bowling. It's awesome. Very fun. But it's not only in the second game. It's only fun in the second game if you play with a greatsword. In the first game, it's annoying because they're so slow, which I guess that's realistic. It's harder to swing a giant sword than it is to swing a small sword. Sure. And then in the third game, it's lame because the third game is clearly made for console. The controls are very console-esque. They completely redid it. It's on a different engine than the first two games. And I think the Frostbite engine was made for console games. So the controls just aren't good, and it's not fun to play with a melee weapon in the third game on PC. I also don't play it anymore because fandom is toxic as fuck. What's your most toxic? What's the most toxic fandom you've ever been in? Leave a comment about your toxic fandom experiences. Help bitch with me in the comments. I'm a YouTuber. Do you like that? Do you like that really subtle call to action? Yeah. So, you know, I would recommend Dragon Age because the gameplay itself is pretty fun, and you know there are some great characters, and the story it's not good, but it touches on some very interesting concepts. It's not good, but it could have been good. It's one of those stories where like you just have to pick every shred of piece of it apart because it could have been really good. It had all the makings of something really cool and good, but it just failed to deliver. So you have no choice but to roast it. It's one of those stories. Except I cannot, in good conscience, recommend Dragon Age because the fandom will suck out your soul and then call you an SJW terrorist for an opinion that you gave on events that happened in a fictional dark fantasy world in which you murder dozens of people on the daily and it's not a big deal. So you know, from an objective standpoint, Dragon Age uh, is one of my favorite game franchises, but I really would not recommend playing it. It's frustrating. I would call the experience of being a fan of Dragon Age frustrating. the The story is frustrating because there's a lot of potential for really interesting stuff that it just doesn't do anything with. And then the fandom is also frustrating because they are morally reprehensible and also dumb as rocks. If you're a Dragon Age fan, please take this opportunity to flame me alive in the comments. Just all the flames, please. I don't want nice comments. I only want flames. Mean comments only, please. Just fucking point your wizard staff at me and cast fireball on my channel. That's what I really want. Wait, no, I don't want that. You better not cast fireball on my channel. Does reverse psychology work on YouTube? Anyway, yeah, give me your opinion of my bad hot takes. What do you think of me? Do you think I'm a dumb bitch? Let me know in the comments. You know what's weird? I'm not just tired, I'm also pretty hungry right now. I don't know if I'd call that weird, but I just noticed, like, my stomach just growled and I was like, huh, I'm hungry. I'm not great at monitoring my physical state while I'm being productive. It's like I can either attend to my physical vessel or I can be productive, but I can't do both. I have to pick one. So I'm being productive right now, and that's what I'm doing, and I am not taking care of myself physically, aka sleeping when I'm tired and eating when I'm hungry. We're having a blast here, folks. It's a great time. And I'm doing so well. This is my longest speed build yet. And I would just like to say, I think I'm doing amazingly. I'm doing an awesome job at this. I'm doing a really good job, aren't I? It's just, oh my god. Oh, and you know what the worst part is? I have a bag of tortilla chips right next to me, like within arm's reach. I'm holding them in my hands right now. You can probably hear the bag. But I can't eat them because I'm already doing stuff with my mouth. My feeding hole is unfortunately also my talking hole. And that is the flaw. That's a pretty big design flaw in humans, I think. That, you know, your eating hole is the same as your talking hole. It's unfortunate, really. We should be like crickets, you know? We should talk with our, like, legs. That way we can talk and eat at the same time. And my life would be so much easier. And I wouldn't be hungry right now because I'd be eating these chips while I'm doing my stuff. I like to multitask. I don't really like to eat without doing something at the same time. So, you know, that would be great. I could get this done and I could get my meal in. Got crickets really are the superior beings, huh? Aren't they? Or fireflies. They like just flash a light with their butt. And that's how they communicate. Yeah. Oh, and I nearly forgot to address the elephant in the sound channel. I got a new headset. It's pretty great. I like it a lot. I have had the same headset since high school. And so, yeah, it's about time I had an upgrade, I think. And I'm pretty happy with it so far. You can probably hear in the sound quality that I'm using a different microphone than I used to, you know, than the one that was on my old headset. And I like this headset a lot. It's pretty comfortable. So yeah, that's another thing I can say during this speed build. I got a new headset and I personally think the mic sounds better than my old one. Which is good because that's kind of the point of upgrading your headset. You know, the mic sounds better, the speakers also sound better, I think. And they have LEDs in them, so they glow in the dark, and it's pretty cool. My new computer also has LEDs. They they do spinning rainbows. There are other color settings, but I like the rainbows, so I keep them rainbow. But LED lights are fun, is I guess the point of that comment. Um, yeah, so the video is ending now. Please like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not the boss of you, though I did kind of lecture you on why you should earlier. If you want to like and subscribe, please like and subscribe. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. And you probably didn't, but I hope you did. And I hope to see you in the next one. That might be kind of a tall order, but considering how tired I am. But please. Okay, thanks. Bye.